What if I told you that one of the greatest cricket captains ever might never have happened if not for one single innings? Well, that's what we're diving into today. The one performance that basically forged a superstar and changed Indian cricket forever.
This was about drawing a line in the sand. And today we're going to look at what led up to that moment and just how permanent that line really became.
To really get it, we've got to go back and see what was happening at the time. Okay, so to truly appreciate the miracle, you first have to understand the desperation. The year is 2005, and the Indian team is in the middle of a frantic search for a very specific type of player. So just look at what they were up against. On one side, you have the dream, this mythical player who could keep wickets like a specialist, but also smash the ball like the legendary Adam Gilchrist. But on the other side, you had the harsh reality, a revolving door of players who were tried out for the role and, well, just didn't make the cut. The pressure to find this person was huge. And then, into this pressure cooker, walks this young guy with long hair from a place called Jharkhand, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. But there was a big problem. He was struggling. Big time. In his first 4 games, he looked completely lost.
3. That's it. That was his score in the last match, against their arch rivals Pakistan. With a string of low scores, his spot in the team was hanging by a thread. Seriously, he wasn't even sure he'd be playing the next match.
But then, the captain did something that nobody saw coming. A decision that looked like a crazy gamble at the time, but would end up changing the course of history.
Just try to put yourself in his shoes for a second. Your career is on the line. And then, the morning of the match, your captain, Sourav Ganguly, just walks up to you and says these 5 simple words. It wasn't just another chance. It was a massive vote of confidence.
And get this, it gets even crazier. Ganguly didn't just keep him in the team, he promoted him. He sent Dhoni into bat at number 3, a super important spot, right after the legend Sachin Tendulkar got out. It was a shocking move. But you know, they say it takes a jeweler to spot a diamond, and Ganguly saw something that literally no one else did.
All right, this is it. The moment we've been building up to. A young player with everything on the line walks out to the middle to face his destiny.
So here's how it all went down. First, Dhoni comes in after Sachin gets run out, and the whole stadium just goes silent. Then, pretty early on, he gets into this heated exchange with Pakistan star bowler Shahid Afridi. But instead of crumbling, he digs in, gets to his first ever 50, and then he just keeps going, all the way to that first 100.
So, early in the innings, after Dhoni smacked him for a boundary, Afridi just lost it. He started yelling, trying to get in the young guy's head. It was classic high-stakes, high-pressure stuff you see in an India-Pakistan game. So what did Dhoni do? Did he yell back, get into an argument? Nope. In a moment that would pretty much define his entire career of being cool under pressure, he just looked at Afridi and smiled. He absolutely refused to let him get rattled. He didn't have to say a word, though. His real answer came from his bat. Just a few balls later, he launched one of Afridi's deliveries for a massive 6. It was the clearest message you could send. Your pressure doesn't bother me. It just makes me stronger.
And man, that confidence just snowballed all the way to this, the big one, 100 runs. His first century for his country, and he got it in just 88 balls. The way he raised his bat, you could feel years of struggle and hard work paying off right there in that one moment. A superstar had arrived.
So when the dust settled, what did all this actually mean? Let's break down the numbers because they are just wild and they show you exactly how dominant this was. See, he didn't just get to his 100 and call it a day. No way. He kept his foot on the gas and ended up with a massive 148. Just look at these stats. 15 fours, 4 huge 6s. This wasn't just building an innings, it was pure demolition.
And the impact on the match? Well, you can see it right here. It was basically game over. Dhoni's knock powered India to a giant total of 356, and back in 2005, chasing that down was nearly impossible. Pakistan tried, but they couldn't even get close. His performance was the difference maker, plain and simple.
But here's the thing. This story isn't just about one match, not even close. The real importance of this day is about what came next. It was about building a legacy.
Remember that impossible search we talked about at the start? For that perfect wicketkeeper batsman, the one who could do it all? Well, on this day, that search came to a spectacular end. India had finally found its answer, all in one person.
And this, right here, is why it all matters so much. This one innings wasn't just a flash in the pan.
It was the launching pad for one of the greatest captains the game has ever seen. The confidence and belief from this one day would eventually lead him to captain India to victory in count 'em, 3 different world championships.
So there you have it. One performance that answered a team's prayers, launched a superstar, and laid the groundwork for a golden era of cricket. It's just an amazing reminder that sometimes all of history can turn on a single day.
In that exact moment, under that kind of pressure.
Well, I think to understand that, you have to look at the context of the strategic void India was desperately trying to fill at the time.
Right.
For years leading up to 2005, the team had been searching for this sort of holy grail combination.
What was that?
They needed a wicketkeeper who could keep with the kind of reliability of a Sai Kirmani, solid, dependable glove work, but who could also bat with the sheer explosive power of an Adam Gilchrist. So he started the day not as a star, but as a guy just fighting to survive in the team.
Wow.
But it was strategic. What he was doing was breaking the bowlers' lines and lace before they could even settle into a rhythm. His first boundary was this powerful lofted cut shot. It was like a bullet to the fence. But the real statement of intent came a little later, off the bowler's Shami. He just unleashed the brutal lofted cover drive, and that ball sailed straight into the stands for a 6.
So he was basically telling Pakistan, this is going to be a long day for you.
A very long, painful day.
And the pace was just blistering. India gets to 26 runs in just a few overs, but then
the moment that could have derailed everything.
Sachin attempts to steal a quick single, and he's run out. And the whole stadium just goes silent.
That silence was heavy. You lose your star player, your anchor, on a cheap run. The momentum just swings completely back to the fielding side.
So the logical move would be to send in a stabilizer, right? Maybe the captain himself.
You'd think so.
But this is where we see that pivotal, high-risk decision that really defines Ganguly's captaincy. Instead of a stabilizer, he sends in Dhoni.
A struggling, out-of-form youngster.
At number 3, as a pinch hitter.
It was absolutely radical. I mean, a pinch hitter is a short-term disruptor. You don't build an innings around them. Ganguly was taking a massive, massive gamble.
Pakistan has this aggressive field set. They're trying to trap him.
And he sends a reply on the very first ball he faces. Cracks a stunning off-drive for 4.
What a statement.
It was a message. It said, I'm not here to defend, I'm here to score. It just completely nullified their whole psychological setup.
And all this time, Sehwag is still going, in what the sources call full destruction mode.
Oh, yeah. He was tearing them apart. There's a mention of a straight drive so fierce the umpire barely had time to jump out of the way. He gets his half-century in no time. But he's eventually caught out. After an absolutely pivotal inning, 74 runs from just 40 balls, India's at a 140 for 2.
Then we get that quick interlude. Ganguly, the god of the offside, comes in.
Hits a beautiful cover drive. Classic Ganguly.
But then he's out quickly, bowled by Shami. So the score is a 140 for 3, 2 quick wickets fall, and the pressure is suddenly right back on.
And this is where the tension becomes so critical. The momentum has dipped, and now the bowler coming on is Shahid Afridi.
India's arch rival.
And he was infamous for his intense, let's say, dislike of the Indian team. He was a master of psychological warfare.
He just smiles at him. What does that tell you about the man who would become Captain Cool?
That smile was the first real glimpse of it, that unflappability. He wasn't taking the bait. His reply was, as the sources say, not with words, but with his bat.
He hits him for 6.
A towering lofted shot straight into the crowd.
And that release is what triggers the next phase of his innings, where he stops being a pinch hitter and just starts batting with total authority.
Absolutely. After that 50, he's a different player.
Yeah.
He starts targeting specific bowlers. The commentators immediately understood this kid was a long-term horse.
And he doesn't stop. He keeps punishing the bowlers even after the 100. Most batsmen slow down.
But the team total was critical. India needed a massive score to be safe, and Dhoni knew he was the only one who could maintain that pace. Dhoni goes out and has a brilliant day with the gloves, takes 2 sharp, crucial catches.
And that was it. That confirmed it.
That confirmed everything. The runs announced his arrival, but the keeping confirmed his total value. India had finally found it.
The perfect combination.
Kirmani's keeping, Gilchrist's batting, all in one player. A player who would go on to win 3 ICC trophies for his country.
So, to recap for you, a player who starts the day just hoping to keep his spot, who is part of a massive gamble by his captain. He ends it as a superstar, having drawn a permanent line in the history of the game with one single brilliant performance.
And this deep dive It really shows you a compelling case study, not just in cricket, but in seizing an opportunity. It shows how fast someone can go from being an unknown quantity to an indispensable force,
All through one defining performance.
delivered under the most extreme pressure after an unexpected promotion. It's really about being ready when that radical opportunity finally comes your way.
So here's the final thought. When you consider the whole context we've laid out, the immense pressure, the rivalry, the team's long search for that specific role, and of course the incredible legacy that followed, how many points out of 10 would you give this innings? It's something to think about next time you see that highlight reel.